What's the good news? That there is good news, and today we are talking about good news in Boston, England, and Hawaii. Who is the modern believer? It's you. It's an individual that knows and believes change and good is always happening, even though we are constantly bombarded with information that tells us it's the opposite. Happy Monday. It's January 18th, 2021, and happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Today we recognize a civil rights activist that changed the world forever. Wherever, whenever, and however you may be listening to this episode, it's another day to be thankful to be on the right side of the ground. Today's burning question of the day is, what's orange and sounds like a parrot? Stay tuned for the answer. Welcome back, and thanks for joining us in today's episode of The Modern Believer, a good news podcast to remind us that the good news is that there is good news. I'm looking forward to enjoying this cup of coffee with you today. Listen, today, be understanding with others and take care of yourself. People sometimes will be jerks or unreliable, and that's okay. That's just people. That's just life. Let them be. That's their life. The only thing you can do is control your life and decisions. Be true to yourself. If someone acts ridiculous, let them. If you are acting ridiculous, catch yourself in the moment and think about how you got to acting ridiculous. What you do is in your control. Let other people be. You already have enough to worry about. Please give today's video a like and share it with your world. And if it's your first time here, please follow or subscribe to stay up to date. For all the audio listeners, please hit the download and follow button as well. And please leave a review if you can. If you share it on social, tag me so I know. Before we begin, I encourage you to make that phone call, send that text, forgive that person, tell them that you love them, tell them that you miss them, let go of that grudge. Don't take any of it for granted. And today, let's show more kindness together because tomorrow isn't promised. Let's begin. Thanks for sending these good news, Alicia. Changing the world one cookie at a time. That is Colette DeVito's mission, owner of Coletti's in Boston. At the age of 26, Colette changed her hobby into a business. This was her first attempt at a business, and Colette, who was born with Down syndrome, shared with People magazine that she decided to take that leap of faith after being rejected for job opportunities all over town. Her mom, Rosemary Alfredo, has been with her every step of the way, including when one day in 4th grade, Colette came home from school and shared with her mom that a boy in her class started calling her Down syndrome. This was the first time that Rosemary would have that conversation with Colette, since Colette asked her what Down syndrome was for the first time ever. From that point on, Colette simply excelled. In the interview with People magazine, her mom shared that she had never seen or met anyone work so hard to have what everyone has and be accepted. Colette worked hard and was eventually accepted in Clemson University's Life program, which changed her life. The Clemson Life program is designed for students with intellectual disabilities who are looking for a post-secondary experience on a college campus. Even through all the rejection, Colette kept fighting, pushing, and refused to give up. She focused on her strengths, which included making a cinnamon chocolate chip cookie, also known as the Amazing Cookie. Her friends and family immediately fell in love with it, and after dozens of orders, love, and support, she decided to go to a local grocery store in 2016 to ask if they would sell her baked goods, and after sampling the offerings, they immediately agreed. Today, Coletti's is thriving and shipping thousands of cookies and dog treats every week, sometimes even up to 30,000 cookies in a 2-week span alone. Colette leads a team of 15, including her mom. She has created jobs for people with disabilities and also runs a nonprofit called Colette's Leadership. Her nonprofit offers workshops on entrepreneurship and launching businesses. Colette shared that you have to really focus on your abilities and not the disadvantages. She hopes to partner up with Ben & Jerry's one day and make an ice cream with her cookie in it. Do not let people bring you down, and do not give up on your careers and dreams, because when one door closes, another one opens. Thanks for sending these good news, Matt. James Anderson from Burnley, a town in Lancashire, England, is the founder of defied, which stands for Disabled and Elderly Plumbing and Heating Emergency Response. James has helped over 2,000 vulnerable families during the pandemic by fixing the heating and plumbing of vulnerable clients for free. defied began in 2017 when James was called for a second opinion when he realized another company was trying to con an elderly person out of thousands of pounds. That's when he set up the charity funded by donations to ensure those that are vulnerable were taken care of. James shared on a Facebook post with his community that from the beginning of 2020 and through the pandemic, they had worked 7 days a week to deliver what the people need. They have faced the fight and will continue to do so until the end, and that they will never abandon their community. With the older population being one of the most vulnerable during the pandemic, DEFRA's been firing on all cylinders. The company even expanded donations to include PPE, a food bank, and paying electric and gas bills for those who could no longer afford it. In addition to donations, James has spent over 50,000 pounds, aka $77,000 of his own money to help his clients. He shared with CNN that community, family, and love is all we need right now. He shared that we need them things now all over the world, and people need to do it. Thanks for sending these good news, Adam. A couple in Hawaii received a lovely delivery early December. Ina Townsend, the security guard from a local grocery store, showed up at their front door with the missing wallet of Chloe Marino. Chloe said that she was in a hurry, leaving Foodland grocery store with her 5-month-old son when she lost her wallet. Luckily, Ina Townsend saw the wallet in a shopping cart, and after work proceeded to bike to the house. It was a 3-mile trip. Oh, 3 miles isn't long? How about a 3-mile trip uphill, non-stop pedaling for over an hour? Talk about some cardio. Ina shared with CNN that he had lost his wallet before and that it just sucked. It was just the worst thing ever. We've all been there. Many of us have, at least. And that it just felt like the right thing to do. Get this, Chloe didn't even know that she had lost her wallet until Ina knocked on the door. He went that far out of his way to help a stranger with no expectations. Chloe proceeded to share the story on Facebook and called the good deed an aloha moment. He was praised by his community to the point a GoFundMe was created to give Townsend a very memorable Christmas. They raised enough money to get him a car, people. This was organized by his friend Greg Godet that caught wind of the story as well. He shared that Ina is one of the hardest working individuals that he's ever met and that he just deserved a break. Ina had been commuting for the past 5 years on that same bike. This selfless act paid dividends. The thing is, Ina didn't do it for any sort of reward. He simply did what he thought was right, and the universe listened. Now, it's time for a few seconds of gratitude. Think of one thing that you are thankful for today. Just one. If you think of more than one, that's great too. While we think of that, let's just take one good deep breath together. Ready? 3, 2. Get your deep breaths in, people. Today, I am thankful for the shower I took right before I recorded, wrote, and did everything for this episode. It's the little big things in life. Also, I'm thankful for you for tuning in today, making time for the podcast, and for making the world a better place when you were born. Though we can keep talking for hours and hours and hours about the great and amazing and wonderful things going on in the world, you need to go about your day, fly, be free. But before we go, I have to give you the answer to today's burning question of the day. The question was, what's orange and sounds like a parrot? A carrot! Please send more good news, continue to reach out, and share all the great things that are going on in your community and company, and I will make sure to share it with the world. What was your favorite piece of news today? Comment below on the video, or shoot me a tweet at Quick Good News. That's at Quick Good News, and let me know. Please follow, subscribe, or leave a review. Please hit that follow button or subscribe button, and if you're on audio, do the same thing and leave a review if you can. And remember, it costs $0 to be a kind human being. I love you, and I am so proud of you no matter where you are in life. You have a friend in me. Keep smiling and loving all the people that we encounter in our walks of life. That smile and uplifting attitude you give them may change their day. And who knows, maybe because of that little bit of love that you give them, they start sharing and depositing that love onto others. And then we build a beautiful chain reaction of love. Stay blessed and keep fighting the good fight. Thanks for joining today's episode of The Modern Believer, a good news podcast to remind us that the good news is that there is good news. Make it a great day.